Hello everyone, this is Curtis with Weed Whacker Lawn Care. Hey, I'm back to share another video with you. Hey, in this video, I'm going to be sharing some moments and times of things that happen when you're out doing lawn care work, as working as a landscaper. You know, for going and visiting someone's property and just trying to get it all looking good and everything, but you never know what may happen when you are working at someone's property for is, you know, getting it all cleaned up and trying to watch your equipment and tools and all of that. So you never know. So I was always, let me see, what can I say? I was always just kind of leery, afraid of stuff like this happening to me. But some things did happen. I did lose a lot of equipment while I was out doing lawn care work. I also shared a video where I lost a backpack blower. I even lost a whole trailer, 14-foot trailer. All of that was stolen. And but that was, it all can be replaced, but that's okay. It was just over the years of me losing trimmers, blowers, hedge trimmers, just a number of pieces of equipment while out trying to do some lawn care work. Also, yeah, I lost gas cans. I just lost a number of things while out doing lawn care work. And I ran across, this was on the news, just happened. And I was like, wow. You know, the guys, I mean, I wanted to share this, so I'm going to share this in this video with you of things that can possibly happen, and you have to be aware of all times your surroundings or where you may be. Never take nothing for granted that everything is all good, because it may not be all good. We just never know. And all we can say is be careful and stay on the lookout. You'll see this clip that I'm going to share with you of what has happened to these guys. And a lot of times, you know, you can say, get a job. Well, that is their job. Doing what they're doing, they made it a job. And that's, you know, take from the working. And, oh, man, it's just, But sometimes, you know, sometimes people, you know, it'd be better if they could level up, learn a skill or a trade, and go out there and earn a living still of taking away from somebody out there that's trying to provide a service for someone and bringing them down, and, you know, just, but we have those types and we have to be aware of them. Something is, what can we say, not right in their lives for them to want to do what they're doing, to do something like that. Just something ain't right. Something ain't right. It's kind of what they say, a mental disturb. In some areas of the mind is totally just disturbed. Because if it wasn't, it would be doing like the regular people, doing the productive things in life to, you know, just live good, not where you have to go out and do bad things to have something in your life. I mean, come on. No matter how bad things are or what you do, that's something that you got to live with. That, you know, if you're a bad person, you got to live with that. You got to live with yourself as being a bad person. Now, I'd rather live with myself being a good person and treating everybody right than be doing something bad to somebody. You don't have to do that, you know. Take from somebody, nah. You know, you're just losing in the game. You're losing in the game of life, because it just looks bad. It's like, what, you know, you want to think what would lead you to behave that way or think that's the way to do. Well, we'll never know. We'll never know. But it happens all over. No matter where you go, it tends to happen all over in different areas, in different parts of the town, in different states. But this what I'm sharing with you. It just so happened here, and it just kind of got to me. I'm like, wow, what would you do if you ran into a situation like that? And, you know, what would you do? It's like, how would you handle it? You'd be paranoid about it. I don't know if I would go back out there. I'd be like, nah, just forget it. Just forget it, because it ain't worth it. But now I've had, well, what can I say? I have met some people, and it has happened to them, and it was very scary, and they ended up just getting out of the business because it's like it wasn't worth it. You know, the fear that, you know, that could have been, hey, I could have been the end of me over a piece of equipment. But like I said, it happened to me. I lost equipment, but I didn't let it get me down. I kept moving, and I kept moving. I put it behind me until finally I just said enough's enough. And, you know, maybe I'll still go out and help someone every now and then. But you still have to be cautious of what you're doing at all times. Not only the bad people out there, sometimes you got to be careful about the customers. Customers will rip you off. They'll tell you this and that and won't pay you. That's another thing. Oh, man, guys, I tell you, I went through a lot doing this, learned a lot. And it's like, ooh, the education part was just, But I know every business has its trying errors. A lot of stuff you got to go through no matter where you go. It happens everywhere. But let's get into the video, guys, and I hope y'all enjoy these little clips here that I put in there that I picked up like from the news and different parts of the area, things that happens, and, you know, just trying to have something in life and stuff that you got to always be precautious of at all times, no matter where. So let's get into it, guys. All right, here we go.
New at 6 and caught on surveillance video, a group of armed robbers firing their weapons at a landscaping crew. They were just trying to do their job, all when it happened, and those armed gunmen also taking the crew's equipment, and tonight they remain on the run. It happened earlier this week in Northeast Houston. Stephen Goen walks us through what took place.
For Rosendo Valdez, it was supposed to be just another tree removal job, but then the bullets started to fly.
I mean, it got us by surprise. We were there, we were doing an honest job.
It happened Monday after a gray truck drove by the home Valdez and his crew were working at, the driver starting an argument about the branches they'd cut down. Valdez now believes it was all a distraction for the armed robbers to move in moments later in this black BMW. So they get out of the car and they immediately start shooting.
Oh yeah, it happened all quick, fast, to where I didn't even get a glance to see him until we saw him on the video.
Now it only gets worse from there. After the tree removal crew runs across the street to hide, the armed robbers are caught on this surveillance video taking that equipment. You can see one of the men grabs 2 chainsaws and runs back with them to that black car. Another man appears to fire his gun before he grabs 2 chainsaws himself, dropping one of them on the way back. A minute later, he returns for a leaf blower, and then they're gone. All in all, $3,500 worth of equipment taken just like that. If you could talk to these guys who stole your stuff, what would you say?
Get a job. I mean, we worked so hard to get our equipment, and for just a couple of minutes, it was like be stolen, and they don't have any remorse. Now, this is not the first time lawn care workers have been targeted. Back in April, we showed you this video of a landscaper using his weed trimmer to fight off a robbery suspect. Still, Valdez says it's his first encounter like this after nearly 30 years in the business. For now, he's holding out hope that someone can help identify the suspects and turn them into Houston police, who are investigating the case. We got to start from fresh right now, so it's going to be some hard time. In Houston, Stephen Goen, KHOU 11 News.
Stephen, thank you. Now for some tips for contractors and landscapers. You should always lock your truck, even when working nearby. Make sure you also lock the hitch as well. You can install GPS trackers on your trailers and even equipment so you can be notified of a change in location. Also, make it difficult for thieves. Secure all your equipment with chains and locks. And finally, etch your name or business name on all of your equipment.
Now to a KPRC2 investigation. Our team is working for you this morning, combing through HPD records to find out where home burglaries are happening the most.
So we've heard from many of you who are concerned for the safety of your family. Well, this morning our investigator, Joel Eisenbaum, has the top hot spots for burglars.
I said the neighborhood.
Home burglaries rob you of more than just your belongings.
You know what I call this? New Jack City.
The crooks can steal your peace of mind, too.
They need something to do around here. It's like a breeding ground for gangsters.
KPRC2 Investigates wanted to know where home burglaries are happening most. And number one on this list may surprise you.
You've looked into a lot of burglaries of all kinds.
Quite a few.
Detective Greg Shelton just retired from HPD. He spent decades learning stuff like this.
Well, in my experience, most of the residential burglaries would typically occur between about 8 o'clock in the morning and generally 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Exactly. When you're not home, a car in the driveway goes a long way. So does a playing radio.
When I tell you that, though, that this is one of the highest areas in the city for break-ins, does it surprise you?
No, not really.
Miraj Manjari doesn't have a driveway. He lives in an apartment complex. It's just off Westheimer, and in this area, it's complex after complex. And they're attractive targets, especially in residential complexes with security lapses, like we noticed here. She slips right through a hole in the fence. And it's all come together to make this West Side area on, near, and around Westheimer #1 for home burglaries in Houston this year. 184 such HPD reports since January 1st. #2 in home burglary this year is Sunnyside and other neighborhoods near it east of 288 on both sides of the South Loop. 142 residential burglary reports this year. And rounding out our list at #3, it's Southwest Houston. You may recognize street names like Fondren and Gessner near Belfort. Matt Amons has been victimized not once, but twice this year.
Having someone like break into your home and it kind of gives you an uneasy feeling. It's like, just your secure place.
Okay, so 3 big takeaways here, right? 1 is illuminate your whole property at night. 2 is have an outdoor visible camera that does record footage. And then 3, if you can, during the day, fill this space right here in your driveway with a car. In Southwest Houston, Joel Eisenbaum, KPRC 2 News.
Are you looking for a new fence or gate for your home or property?